From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed. 2 U.S. service members and 1 American civilian were killed in an attack in Syria, and Donald Trump says there will be very serious retaliation.
It was an ISIS attack on us and Syria.
The U.S. and Syrian government blame the Islamic State group, while the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the attacker was a member of the Syrian security force. The Syrian government says it is looking into whether the gunman was an IS member or carried extreme ideology. It is denying reports of it being a government security member. The U.S. has hundreds of troops deployed in eastern Syria as part of an ongoing counterterrorism operation. Back at home, the Quebec government is warning a draft energy deal with Newfoundland and Labrador could be at risk if it's not settled before next year's provincial election. Quebec's economy minister told the Canadian Press a defeat for the current governing party could jeopardize the almost $34 billion energy supply agreement. The 2 provinces announced a preliminary deal in December of 2024 that would raise the rates Hydro-Quebec pays for electricity from the Churchill Falls plant in Labrador. The Quebec government says it's in Newfoundland and Labrador's best interest to reach an agreement as soon as possible. In British Columbia, the city of Abbotsford says floodwaters are receding, with some areas seeing significant improvement. But the Trans-Canada Highway is still closed, and drivers are being warned against trying to get around flooded areas. Environment Canada says more rain is expected across the already saturated Fraser Valley. In the Prairies, temperatures are forecast to reach frostbite risk levels. Cold warnings cover all of northern Alberta, much of central and southern Saskatchewan, and southern Manitoba, where residents can expect to see wind chill temperatures near minus 40 degrees Celsius. Officials are reminding those heading out to bundle up. Today marks Acadian Remembrance Day, with the Prince Edward Island government reminding residents to take a moment and reflect. The day commemorates the Great Deportation, which began in 1755 when thousands of Acadians were forcibly displaced from their homes. They suffered great loss but eventually returned to the island. The island's Acadian and Francophone Affairs Minister says today is also a chance to celebrate Acadian culture in both the province and around Canada. The Toronto Zoo has euthanized one of its lions.
The zoo says in an online post that the 13-year-old male lion nicknamed Fintan was put down after getting months of advanced care for nausea, vomiting, and decreased appetite. Fintan came to the zoo in 2012 alongside 2 female lions and was described as having a larger-than-life personality. The zoo says he was the true king of the African savanna at the facility, and his presence will be deeply missed. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
And Hockey Canada has announced 14 recommendations to grow women and girls in hockey. More women and girls are playing hockey in Canada every year, but the country's governing body of the sport says it still isn't enough. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, British Columbia's Tristan Jarry is set to make his first start in the net for the Edmonton Oilers tonight when they visit the Toronto Maple Leafs after being traded yesterday from Pittsburgh.
Being able to hear that it was for the Oilers, it's very exciting. They obviously have a very good opportunity here, and to be a part of that, it's going to be special.
Also tonight, the Winnipeg Jets welcome Washington, the Montreal Canadiens visit the New York Rangers, and the Calgary Flames will be in Los Angeles. Already, the Minnesota Wild beat the Ottawa Senators 3-1 this afternoon. Also, 4-time Stanley Cup champion and former Montreal Canadian Robert Rousseau has died at age 85. Rousseau spent 10 of his 15 NHL seasons with his hometown team. Canada's women's hockey team will look to grab their first win of their rivalry series against the United States as the sides meet for the 4th and final time of the series in Edmonton tonight. Canada has lost the previous 3 games. And the NBA Cup semifinals are on tonight in Las Vegas. From the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.